And Azerbaiyán make two changes from the side that drew 0-0 with Northern Ireland on Saturday, bringing back two players who started against Wales here in September. The number 8, he's a defensive midfield player, Kerimov, and number 10, Anatoly Ponomaryov, who had trials with several English Division 1 sides in the summer. He's still available, incidentally. I'm sure he'd like me to tell you all that back home, and he's not attached to any other club at the moment.
Yes, they normally, Carlos Alberto has been playing the last couple of games with a back three. They play with a 5 across midfield and one just sitting in behind, Panorama. But Aliyev up front, number 17, is also a danger. Very sharp, wants the ball in and around the penalty area to his feet. So it's a shape that they haven't come across England over the last few games, and it'll be interesting to see if the diamond can work up against it.
Well, Sven-Göran Eriksson has decided that as Saturday's performance against Wales went so well, why change the shape of the team against a nation ranked more than 100 places below England? One enforced change, of course, and Jermaine Jenas of Newcastle United has picked Owen Hargreaves and Sean Wright-Phillips for David Beckham's place. And incidentally, this is the first England team under Eriksson without any of his three golden midfield, Beckham, Gerrard, and of course the now internationally retired Scholes.
Yeah, Sven's gone for that diamond that worked so well up at Old Trafford against Wales on Saturday, with Nicky Butt, who had a super game on Saturday, balancing the three midfield players, and he's looked for Rooney just in behind Owen and Defoe. Those three up front really worked so well. I don't think he was ever going to change that, but Jenas coming in on the right-hand side instead of Hargreaves possibly will give us a little balance from in to out play. And I think that's what he's looking for, with Frankie Lampard tucking in really tight and Cole coming from the left side. He needed a player that could play in to out, and that Jenas can do that.
Well, I think the weather has deterred some spectators maybe from getting out of the warm bars around the ground into the stadium itself. We were promised a full house. You can understand if there are a few empty seats around the place. And it was only an hour or so before the kickoff that Alain Hamer, the referee, said game on. And it was quite dramatic, because actually the players had all arrived at the ground before the officials, who were held up in traffic in their private car from their hotel. And we all waited with bated breath, because the next possibility, had England not been able to come out and play here tonight, was to have the fixture tomorrow, which is in the FIFA statutes and would have, I'm sure, not impressed the Premier League clubs playing on Saturday, but that would have overridden any domestic concerns. So everybody anxious, I think, in the England camp to get the game on here. There's been no complaints, Glenn, as far as I've heard, and I've been over, spent about half an hour in the tunnel there before coming back to the other side of the ground for commentary position. No suggestion from any part of the England team, players or management, that they didn't want to play this tonight.
No, I think they all wanted to get on with it. As long as the wind prevails as it is now, then I think there won't be a problem. It'll be difficult conditions, no doubt about that, Martin, but nothing that I think most of them players out there, you know, had dealt with before. It's one of those situations where you can't train to play under these conditions. You just have to adapt to them, and I think as long as we don't give anything silly away in the first 20 minutes, then we'll be okay.
Well, there's no doubt it does somewhat bridge the gap. I mean, it's harder for England to maybe impose themselves than on a balmy late summer's evening that we were expecting when we arrived here on Monday, when the temperatures were in the 30s. It's an amazing change in the weather.
Yes, it has been, and I think, you know, Carlos Alberto's been asking for teams to come here and pass the ball. You know, he felt that Ireland and Northern Ireland and Wales didn't quite do that. Whether that was the case, I'm not quite sure, but we're certainly going to. It's certainly going to make conditions going to make things harder to pass that ball on the deck and keep it on the deck. But you know, I think the surface is helpful. It's a good surface. I think the under-21s last night played on a poor surface, and it was a tough game for them because of the surface, if nothing else. But this is a good surface.
Well, the ticket prices started at around $5 US in a country where the average wage is only $25 a week, so that's still a high price. 2,000 England fans expected, including many based here in Baku, working in the thriving oil business in this part of the world. Well, it was a 5-hour flight for England, a 4-hour time difference to take on board 3 World Cup points at stake here in Baku, the Baku beyond, it might seem, in terms of European football, but how appropriate it is that England should finally visit the stadium named after Tofik Bakramov, whose raised flag to signal Jeff Hurst's shot had bounced over the Wembley goal line in 1966, did so much to ensure England's finest footballing hour. And that so-called Russian linesman was Azeri all along, and a monument to him unveiled by the now Sir Jeff Hurst just outside the stadium. Of course, the disappointment here that David Beckham is neither eligible nor fit to take part. It was described in one local paper as a tragedy. It seems, I think with the greatest respect to the absent England captain, that seemed to be stretching a point a little bit. And Michael Owen has been a successful stand-in skipper, and he's perfectly equipped to take on the duties at the head of that England line. Has a very good record as a stand-in skipper. 6 times he's done it before, 3 wins, 3 draws and 4 goals to him in those games when he's been wearing the armband. Wayne Rooney, of course, is here. It will be his last international as an 18-year-old, but not, you can be sure, his last international.
Dünya Şampiyonası'nın seçme oyununda Azerbaycan ve İngiltere komandaları görüşürler.
So after some trepidation earlier in the evening, we are set for the national anthems. As is often the case, the second verse is offered to England and their supporters on their travels. it's a proud night for Azeri football. It's wet and wild, but England ready to go. We'll be back in Baku right after this break.
England have played in Azerbaijan. Wales meet Poland. That's also a match from Group 6. And later, we'll see highlights of the Republic of Ireland's game tonight against the Faroe Islands. If you want to see that live, then it's Sky Sports 2 from 7 o'clock. They kick off in Dublin at 7:30. Right now, it is back to Baku. It's Azerbaijan against England. Match commentators, former England manager Glenn Hoddle and Martin Tyler.
Thanks, Richard. Well, at 21, Jermaine Genius, another of the young Lions, 7 previous caps, all as a substitute though, and all in friendlies. It's by far the biggest test of his short international career so far. England, as you will have noted, in the change strip of red shirts. First meeting, of course, between these two countries at senior level, but an England under-20 team did play 3 games in this stadium back in the mid-1980s in the World Youth Championships. All the first 3 England players to touch the ball: Owen, Defoe and Rooney. The 3-pronged attack still in place. But the game being played in very different circumstances to what England would have expected when they landed here on Monday evening. And it was t-shirt and shorts weather. And the first work for Paul Robinson of a straightforward nature.
Not a particularly good start there, Martin, really. The last thing you want to do is put pressure on yourselves, but the ball's gone under Gary Neville's foot from the first play, and it's gone out for a throw-in, and it's put us on the back foot.
Over Rooney. Chance for a bit more composure from Gary Neville to involve Jermaine Genius. Here's Ferdinand. All these England players well known to the local supporters. The Premiership games are shown on Azeri television. Ponomarev would like to be playing in the Premiership, or at least in England. Had a chance to set up a counter-attack then, which he couldn't take. Here's Ferdinand. And Neville. And space for Genius. And a good turn by Defoe. Almost lining up there. Slip by Genius, who had the chance. And Owen was in the thick of things, so the goalkeeper still trying to claim the ball and restore a bit of order to a rather beleaguered Azeri defence. And it looked as though England were lining up to get a quick start, just as they did against Wales.
Well, it was a great chance as the ball's coming in. There's Michael Owen at the front post getting a touch. Might have had half chance there, but Genius had a superb chance as well. Coming onto the ball, really just couldn't make contact, but a good start.
The goalkeeper, incidentally, Hassan Zadeh, is only the number 2 because of a political dispute. Klamarenko, who played in the September internationals, was dissatisfied with the amount of bonus that the team has been offered for their work in this World Cup section. So he's pulled out with another first-choice defender as well. And the young man keeping goal here tonight, Hassan Zadeh, isn't even the first choice in his club. He was very nervous, it seemed, against Northern Ireland on Saturday. There was a challenge into the back of Rooney by Kerimov, who might just have been given the job of dogging the footsteps of Rooney. England looking to pick some holes here in an international team that relies heavily on a very famous coach, Carlos Alberto, the Brazilian World Cup captain of 1970. Of course, they beat England on the way to getting that trophy. So whoever plays in this Azerbaijan team, they're pretty interchangeable. The system is dictated by the coach with 3 at the back. The number 14, Sadigov, is the free man. But at the moment, they're all massing back because England are piling on some early pressure here in the rain in Baku. Conceded a free kick here by Genius.
Yeah, it looks like Kerimov has tried to pick young Rooney up. Obviously, they're aware of his dangers just in behind the two strikers, and he's trying his best. He doesn't look to me as if he's a defensive-minded player, but he's trying to do the job. So I think in the end, I think Rooney might, if he's clever enough, get the space that he needs as the game goes on.
Here's Sadie Goff, who fired that free kick past Paul Jones, the Welsh goalkeeper, here in September in that 1-1 draw. After which Azerbaijan went to Austria in this Group 6 and played poorly and lost 2-0. But Sadie Goff will shoot from any sort of distance if they do get a free kick in England territory. Guliev, there are two Gulievs, the number 5 Emin and the number 6 Kamal. They're not related. Gary Neville going in on Kamal Guliev and being penalised for it. Getting a ticking off from the referee from Luxembourg. Kamal Guliev is only just back in the international fold after a broken leg in March. Shukurov, who is the right wing back. They play those three at the back that Glenn was referring to, and allowing the wing backs to push on. And Shukurov does that very willingly. Here's England's left back Ashley Cole, now being pressed into conceding a corner. Well, on such a gusty evening, plotting where the corners might land is going to be difficult for defenders and attackers alike, and Paul Robinson will obviously have that in the back of his mind as well as Ponomaryov takes the corner. England defending with some difficulty. Kerimov. That was one of those that with a forward reaching for it, and Aliyev was doing that. A stronger touch and a more controlled touch, and England could have found themselves extraordinarily in serious trouble here.
Yeah, they just clear the area. They've come out together, but it's good defending in the end. Aliyev makes a little blindside run, and they just stay with the run and just put him off enough. If they'd have had a 3-run there, it'd have been a danger for England, but in the end it was good defending.
Free header for Kerimov. Aliyev trying to glance it on. Ferdinand and Campbell, who returned to the fold with expected solidity at Old Trafford on Saturday. Big decisions for Sven-Göran Eriksson, who hasn't ducked the issues, gone for his first choice pairing that he hasn't seen enough of. But that's not any disrespect to John Terry or Ledley King, who've been displaced.
I think the positive thing there, Martin, as well, they've come out of a team playing well. Sometimes you come out playing in bad form, so whenever they get back in there, they're going to have a confidence in coming back into the team.
This is Defoe. Frank Lampard, who just radiates goals at the moment for England. A couple of deflections along the way, and Hassan Zadi wasn't quite sure of his bearings with regard to his right-hand post.
There's Frankie, he just picks it up again, similar to Wales. Another deflection, double deflection, and the keeper does well in the end.
The goalkeeper was very uncertain against Northern Ireland, and he came out there and didn't deal with it. Lampard, Mickey Butt, and away with one that may be as much down to nerves as the conditions from Jermaine Jenas. And sometimes they're in so much of a hurry with this multi-ball facility now that we end up with two footballs on the pitch at the same time, and the game gets slowed. It defeats the object. But now Jenas, there's not much in the wide position to the right of him. Gary Neville coming from a deeper role. But Rooney at the moment, I understand from the England camp that the idea was to try and get Rooney to challenge the sweeper Sadigov, but at the moment Rooney's having a bit of problem with a man-for-man marker in Kerimov, but he's on the ball now. The new man at Manchester United. Genus. Ferdinand. Trying to move the Azerbaijan players around with some crisp passing here, but Lampard trying to come up with a more penetrating pass. Nicky Butt not penalised. Here's Owen. Rooney's coming into the middle. Ferdinand spending more and more time in these opening minutes in the Azerbaijan half. Elusive play from Owen. And the goalkeeper having problems with one of his own defenders, Hajiev. Almost diverted the ball into his own net. Here comes Rooney. England still massed in the middle. And Rooney, his technique is normally of a much higher order than that. Can't produce any sort of cross.
Yeah, you sense Azerbaijan are living dangerously, aren't they? You sense that England can get in behind them at will. Defender goes on his backside there too early, and it's about the third time we've got in down that right-hand side. We just need to pick out the right ball, and I think we could be in there for a 1-0 starter, but it's looking good in the attacking third for England at the moment.
Jermaine Genus, who captained Nottingham Forest at the age of 18, that was an indication of how highly he was thought of at his former club. He was sold as, I think, the most expensive teenager, some £5 million to Newcastle while he was still only 18. Charged down by Ferdinand as Aliyev found the ball dropping invitingly. And it's not all England. Azerbaijan have another corner.
Now they look as if they've got enough in their locker in their attacking third. You know, they're quite sharp, they're quite nippy, they like to caress the ball, play balls into the two front men. I think they've definitely got enough at the other end to score, so we've got to be on our toes, but they look as if they're going to give goals away.
Headed out by Genus. Collected by Kamal Guliev. Looking for Shukurov. Amir Bekov, one of the markers. But Robinson, and a scrambling dive as Emir Guliev. Well, attack might be the best form of defence for Azerbaijan.
Well, it's a great strike. First time he took it early, and I think Paul Robinson was just caught a little bit deep in his goals there, and he was struggling to get across. He's only 2 yards out, where maybe from that position, you know, you'd think he'd be on the 6-yard box covering the angles. But it's a good effort from Juliev.
The England players were still up at 2 o'clock this morning, and that was with the manager's permission, because they're living on the British summertime. 4 hours time difference here. We're coming up to 9:45 at night. Trying to keep the body clocks right for the return to the UK later tonight. Owen. Trying to find the head of Defoe, the goalkeeper much more confident that time, and with a greasy ball, that was a decent claim.
Yes, you feel that England, with this wind and the rain, that they've got to test this keeper. He's claimed it there, but he didn't have any pressure. I think if we can take corners and free kicks and get pressure on him, then really test him, we'll see what he's made of.
Ashley Cole. Defoe. The tackle by Sadigov. Ponomaryov, whose father was an outstanding player, won an Olympic gold medal with the old Soviet Union in 1988. Flag has gone up.
Didn't look offside, did he? I think Sol Campbell has come up just a tad late. England got away with that one.
Cut out by Hajiev. Kerimov. looking for Aliyev, the number 17, he and Nabiev for the two up front, and Ponomarev supporting from just behind. So there'll be no surprises for the England camp from the way Azerbaijan have set themselves out to play here.
Now the shape's exactly how they're expected, but I think the young man Wayne Rooney will understand now. He's got there's another phase to his game he's got to learn about, and getting off the hook from a man-for-man marker.
England with that strong early possession. Sandy Goff has given it away to Nicky Butt. Lampard. Lovely work by Cole. Lampard. Skipped up another deflected shot from Frank Lampard. An argument has been ended by FIFA as to whether Michael Owen had any claims to the opening goal against Wales. It's gone down as another one for the Chelsea man, Frank Lampard. 6 in his last 9 internationals. It's a terrific return, and for Michael Owen, only 2 over these same periods, so no wonder Michael was having a bit of a joust for it. I don't think he knew too much about the deflection. Maybe that's why FIFA ruled in Frank Lampard's favour. And
I think on the day when we saw the strike, I don't think it would have gone in actually without the deflection, and I think that comes into it. I think FIFA might have looked at that.
Rooney. Azerbaijan's throw. Just over 15 minutes gone, and there have been actions in both penalty areas. Michael Owen has certainly made some willing runs to the right-hand side already. Genus. He scored in his last Premiership outing for Newcastle at Birmingham. Ami Bekov heading it out. But Harry Neville. Now Ferdinand. Measured build-up by England. Ferdinand trying to be the architect of it. Nabiev going back with him and getting in the way effectively for Azerbaijan. England, of course, haven't lost a qualifier under Sven-Göran Eriksson. Haven't lost an away qualifier for a major tournament since 1998. I hate to raise it, Glenn, but you were the England head coach then in Sweden. A European Championship match. That seems a long time ago.
Very long time ago, but it's good that it's that long length of time, isn't it? They've had some great results, and I think tonight, once they've quelled this mini storm, I feel like, in more ways than one, I think we'll be okay tonight as well. We just look as if we've got enough at the attacking to open them up.
Campbell. Now Nicky Butt, for whom it must have been strange on Saturday going back to Old Trafford now as a Newcastle player. Lampard. Neville's header, Defoe trying to twist and turn. Azerbaijan able to close the door on him. Aliyev with the flick, and there's a break on to the left-hand side. Ferdinand's got to go across and will get across. They played it a little bit better. England might have had a problem then. It's Neville giving it away, or almost giving it away. It was reclaimed responsibly by Genus. But the conditions, even when England are trying to keep it at ground level, the pitch has been really drenched by the rain that happily has fallen today. I think in the early part of the day, the wind was so strong that the crowds actually didn't let the rain come down. The wind has dropped a little bit, which has made the general level of play a little bit easier in this very open stadium. So I think we must ask you at home to make allowances for maybe some passes going astray. Shukurov with a throw for Azerbaijan. Aliyev. Now Ferdinand. He missed 15 internationals, was out for 14 months, first from injury and then of course through the suspension. Campbell's absence was much shorter since Euro 2004, the tournament which he left with that Achilles tendon problem that's only recently healed. He's only been back for 3 games for Arsenal. His colleague Ashley Cole almost giving the ball away.
Yeah, we don't want to entice them to come on and win the ball in the middle third. Ashley just got a little bit sloppy there with his pass, and we don't want to see that. Just keep the ball ticking from right to left, left to right, and wait for the openings. And they've been nice and patient in the early stage of the game and open Azerbaijan up.
Shukurov with a throw. Ponomariev did well and fights on. He's just taken it behind. Actually brought up in Sweden, speaks very good English.
Yeah, he's just flicked it inside, put pressure on Ashley Cole, and almost got himself in behind the England defence. Just run out of space, really. But he looks as if he's up for it. He looks as if he's trying to hit people in the eye, Martin.
He's been brought back by Carlos Alberto. He hit that fantastic final goal in the World Cup final. Real epitaph to a truly tremendous tournament, and then went up to get the Jules Rimet trophy, as it was then, in Mexico in 1970. I think he's on a good salary to be here in Azerbaijan as the head coach, I'm sure. Owen. Rooney. On from Lampard to Ashley Cole. It's Michael Owen! And Owen scores for England. At the halfway point of the first half. And it's good for the country, but it's also good for the man himself. And we talked about his record as a goal-getter, as a stand-in skipper, and he's come up trumps again.
He loves that armband, doesn't he, Martin? Without a doubt. They work the ball across, like I said, from right to left. Ashley Cole puts in a delightful curling ball, and they just get... Michael just pulls off the back of the defender and makes a 3v2. He finds himself as an extra man, getting in there, sneaking in behind the last defender, and he takes the ball on his head tremendously well. Look at this, what a great header. Just comes in and guides it past the goalkeeper, and 1-0 to England, and you know, as captain again, leading from the front.
Well, it's his 28th goal for England. He was joint 9th in the scorers list with David Platt. He's now joint 8th with Steve Bloomer from a very bygone era. And plenty of time to get even more and work his way up that particular ladder. And tonight he might be able to do that, of course, in the context of this game, let alone the plenty more that he'll play for his country. Hajiev, Ponomariev, a little bit tight there for Azerbaijan. England made it tight. Down by Emir Guliev to Shukurov. Here's Kerimov. I think that was a shot. Didn't even hit the corner flag. It's gone out for a throw. He's had a frustrating time. He wanted to claim the decisive goal in Poland, but that was an own goal. Then there was the Lampard issue that we've already talked about, but there's absolutely no doubt that this is a Michael Owen goal.
That's a terrific goal, you know, as I say, he's took it very cleverly. He's seen the goalkeeper coming, and he's gone back from where he's come from, and no chance of the goalkeeper saving it. 1-0 to England, and this is a testing time now for Azerbaijan. They've really got to show their mettle, see what they're made of, to see if they collapse or they come back.
Turn from Aliyev, and he was fouled in the making of it, so Azerbaijan have got a free kick, and that should mean Sadigov. He is a right footer, but even though it's more suited to a left-sided player, the crowd calling him forward. Can give the ball a real thump. Sadigov hits the England wall, but it produces a corner for Azerbaijan. Only 22 years old, he's got the captain's armband, and he's certainly the number one when it comes to allocation on free kicks. Off though is on the corners. A couple of 3-4 dummies. How impressed, Glenn, were you by that?
I've got to say that was a terrific free kick. One that we've seen the one dummy and maybe the two, but not the three. And it caught England out. And if the lad at the end of the dummy, if you like, had struck it better. Watch this. Look, over once, over twice, 3 times, and he's come in there. And I think it was Jermaine Defoe that was just sleeping, never dreamt it was happening, and he just couldn't get his strike on target. But they're going to have to look for that again possibly, and they won't know when it's going to, you know, you don't know if the first one's going to hit it, Martin, or the second one now.
I'd be fascinated to hear Teddy Sheringham's views on that, because there are all sorts of positions there that he's taken up in the past so successfully in his career. I don't remember Teddy dummying it too often, Glenn.
He did once in the Cup semi-final, I remember it, and we scored off it.
Of course, he scored plenty when he didn't dummy it. Here's England getting the ball back. Defoe, Lampard. Just came a little bit quickly to him, trying to adjust his feet and couldn't steer it on target.
You see Frank again joining the 3 up front, and at the moment England have got so many options in that front position, with Frank Lampard joining them with the 3 up front as well. It's very, very hard to defend against, and Genius will get forward as well. He's found himself in some good positions, as David Beckham does when he's playing on that right hand side of the diamond. So to play against them, it's very difficult at this moment in time, certainly to defend against England.
Guliev let it run under his feet. Frank has gone up against Jermaine Defoe. "13 years since the end of Russian occupation of Azerbaijan. The increase in democracy has led to a decrease in jobs here. The locals have been telling me it's a familiar theme across many countries in the former Soviet Union. But in those bygone times, the top teams from Azerbaijan played in the Soviet League, and there were 1 or 2 players from this country who did represent the Soviet Union. Aliyev, Campbell just took it from his toe.
Yeah, it's good defending from Sol. He's got himself in a nice position, Aliyev, centre of goals. He's lent on him. Nice first touch from the pass. Look, he's made a sharp run, couldn't play him offside, so stayed with the runner this time and just got his tackling just before Aliyev takes his strike. Great defending.
The wind howls around Baku again. It's a corner to Azerbaijan. Maybe held up on the win. It's steered away with a strong and confident touch by Jermaine Genius, who has settled into this match to the manner born. Two England arms raised for offside, and now the flag goes up as well in support of those claims. What we've seen from the three up front, Glenn, so far, perhaps a wider range of movement. Michael Owen, though he's got his goal from the middle, has cropped up on the right-hand side.
Yes, and it makes space for Wayne Rooney and Frank Lampard to get into those positions central, and they've had good movement.
Here's Neville from the right, and England will get a free kick from where he was fouled by Kamal Guliev. Card for the offender.
I think what's happening as well, Martin, is that Azerbaijan are not doing enough to stop Gary Neville and Ashley Cole getting forward. You see an example of him, of Gary getting forward there. You know, when you're playing with the wing backs, if the two midfield players run them off and make them a five at the back, there's space for both full-backs to come out and play, and we're pinning them back into their half many, many times this time.
Well, already one headed goal, safely banked in Baku. It's too high for Campbell, who does the retrieving. Genius and Rooney tear him off his shadow again. Ponomaryov. Lampard intervened, but didn't really make it a clean interception, which was fortunate for the home team. The chance for England to squeeze Azerbaijan into that far corner and tick off Kamal Guliev's throw. That's what they've done, and it's England's ball. Target for a long throw from Gary Neville. And plenty for a cross. Sadikov sticks out a foot. Neville again, almost for Owen. But England looking threatening with pretty much every attack. They lead here in Baku by a 0-0. I'm sure many of you are coming in from work all the time. Michael Owen has scored it, just about on the halfway point of this first half. A first half we were pleased to see get underway after some earlier doubts because of a real alteration in the climate here to very, very strong winds that were a threat to safety, and plenty of rain coming down as well. Ferdinand. But balked a bit by a friend rather than a foe. It was Defoe who got in the way. So, in any language, it's 1-0 England. M. Owen, his name up in lights again. Oh, he doesn't get his free kick. Put out by Sadikov, who doesn't like to press on when given the chance. Ponomaryov, who's had one or two useful moments so far. Shukurov. It's hard to get the better of Ashley Cole these days, whose defensive skills have been sharpened, I guess, in the last year or so.
They've come on leaps and bounds, haven't they, Martin? And there you just see him work so hard to get the player's head down. As soon as he had his head down, he was too sharp for him to go around, and he just pinched the ball off him. He's come on, that side of his games really, really has improved.
I think they'd had to wait longer than they would have wanted for a second goal on Saturday. And of course, lost the supplier of that goal, glorious as it was for this game. a little surprising joining the England players here. They knew very little about that David Beckham original statement, saying that he had got himself a book that's had the great and the good of the game debating it, including the president of the FIFA, Sepp Blatter, who is here, suggesting that the FA do need to conduct a proper investigation. That may well happen when the official party return home. Here's Kerimov. There's a match on here. Azerbaiyán looking to make it a match too. And Shukurov came a little awkwardly to Campbell, who rather kneed it away, but got it away nonetheless. Shukurov, who must have been close to being offside when he got the ball back. Really trying to manufacture a corner out of this, maybe even a free kick, maybe more. Rooney stays on his feet and has the ball at his feet. Amir Bekov has got a problem here, maybe helped out of it by the officiating. I think Defoe raised the foot. That's a free kick against England. Carlos Alberto has said he wanted to see an opponent pass the ball around. England are doing their best to please themselves, but in doing so give the losing coach some satisfaction that he's in the right sort of game at least. MBF might have had a chance just to bring that down and challenge England with the ball. Flag goes up against Shukurov.
Yeah, England are getting a lot of possession again tonight, and it was good to see on Saturday. We had so much possession, but we had options. Every time an England player like tonight is on the ball, there's an option for him. We've got 3 or 4 options, and that's the significant difference in the last 2 or 3 games that we've seen with England's performances. It's good to the eye.
Sadigov. He had a spell playing in a neighbouring nations league, and that nation, Iran. Tells you how far away we are really from Western Europe. A couple of hours away by driving from a nation border. Cole. Cole. Owen to Camp. It's a sensible night. It's a sensible philosophy on a difficult night, I should say, to keep the ball at ground level.
Yeah, they've done it quite well though, England, I must say. They've looked impressive tonight. In possession of the ball, certainly, and we always look as if we're going to score, and it's a great sign for any team.
Owen was being pulled back there quite clearly. We've seen a very clever corner kick routine from Azerbaijan. What have England got in their repertoire here from a free kick without David Beckham? Wayne Rooney, of course, had a free kick goal amongst that wonderful trio against Fenerbahce on his Manchester United debut. Rooney goes for goal here. Oh, and the goalkeeper's parried it out, and with 3 England players in there, he was very lucky that it didn't fall to any one of that trio.
Very lucky indeed. He's actually tried to palm it wide of the goals, and it's come off the left hand and sprung back into the centre of the penalty box. And very, very fortunate for Azerbaijan that they haven't lost another goal.
But quickly on the scene. Sadigov. He doesn't get it away when he might have done. And, this time the goalkeeper, Hassanzadeh, claimed it with a bit more self-belief. Ponomariev. The crowd like it when he gets the ball, and it's Wayne Rooney who's brought him down, and it's Wayne Rooney who's going to get a yellow card here.
Yeah, it's disappointing. He's tracked the lad back, he's worked extremely hard for the team, he's come all the way back here as a striker behind the front too, worked his socks off for the team, made a great tackle, and then got up and had to, I don't know really, he's just done nothing much, but he's just he should have walked away from the situation. He's won the tackle, but he didn't. He sort of wanted afters, if you like, a little bit of it, and finds himself in the book.
By and large, Rooney's discipline with England has been somewhat better than his indiscretions at club level. Anyway, here's the Ponomariev with a ball that wasn't easy for Paul Robinson, who's knocked it back where it had come from. And Michael Owen playing well as a stand-in left-back.
I'm just thinking that, you know, you've just seen Rooney work back, make a great tackle, see Michael Owen in the left-back position, and the guy can't go by him. And that's the spirit that this team have got at the moment. They're all working hard for each other. Here he is, Wayne Rooney's working, look at that, for his work back. Okay, he hasn't won the ball, but there's no need really for anything after this. Walk away from it. And that's what you don't need to do, the extra little bit there that's going to get him a yellow card. There's nothing malicious about the tackle.
Well, discipline is an issue with England at the moment after David Beckham's episode with Ben Thatcher on Saturday. Genus. Rooney. Almost able to take it on, but again in that build-up, Glenn, Jermaine Genus catching the eye and catching the ball when he wasn't entitled to is Hassanzadeh, and it's a free kick to England because of the back pass.
Yeah, he's given it as a back pass. Wayne Rooney's sort of half onto the ball. You think there's a danger there, but it's definitely come off the Azerbaijan player, and he's given the whether it was, you know, intentional, I'm not so sure. He's come back. He's just tried to make a tackle. In many ways, it was a reaction, and the referee's deemed it as a back pass, and this is in a fabulous position now for England.
Well, England got this very cleverly worked out, of course, in Vienna. It's amazing to have another situation. These don't come along very often, and England have got to this group already. Lampard, of course, got the goal in Austria, and Rooney doesn't get the goal here. He can't fire it through. It's a corner.
It was a similar position. I remember at Wembley, Georgia, when I was manager. I think Teddy just rolled one back to Shearer in a similar position, and he smashed it in the roof of the net. But he just couldn't get through the wall, Wayne Rooney, that time.
England have a corner. First half some 3 minutes away from its conclusion. Been plenty of value in the entertainment stakes. And the goalkeeper didn't call really loud enough. It was one of his fellow defenders who beat him to it. England settle for the throw. Owen reacting quickly to receive it. Michael Owen again. Corner for England.
It's a good pressure from England, and the keeper Hassanzadeh doesn't look happy when that ball's in the air. That cross that came in from the corner, he was nowhere near it. The defender had to deal with it. And you would think, although Frank Lampard's coming across, it might be an idea for in-swingers, you know, a left footer, maybe Ashley Cole, a left footer that could swing it under the bar and put him under more pressure, because he's not happy when that ball's in the air and crossed with pace.
Well, Ferdinand and Campbell have got one international goal apiece. And the referee's given a free kick for some pushing in there. There's some questions asked about handball. But it's a free kick to Azerbaijan. time beckoning in Baku. Ponomariev caught in possession that time, and it's Defoe. Muziev made the first challenge, and it was enough just to keep Defoe off guard, and Sadigov completed the defending, but quickly England back on the ball again with Butt and Rooney. And now Gary Neville. Defoe calling for an early ball towards the centre of England's attack, but a more patient approach is the outcome. Ferdinand. Cole. Pass to Shukurov. Aliyev. England, of course, not in Group 6 action again until the end of March. So another win here would go into the World Cup winter break with the group looking good for Sven-Göran Eriksson and his players. And they've reached half-time. A goal to the good, and it's good news for Michael Owen that he's got his name back on the England score sheet after a lean period. And he's looked sharp with the responsibility of leadership, and England have moved the ball around a wet pitch with a high degree of technique. So they should be doing, you might say, against a nation ranked as low as Azerbaijan. Only the one goal to show for it, and maybe that is the one downside of the first half. We reached the break, Azerbaijan 0.
We'll be watching Wales play Poland here. After this match, we'll have highlights of the Republic of Ireland's game against the Faroe Islands later. Ian Rush will be joining us, and Ray Wilkins will be in to see extended highlights of this game, that which you may have missed in the first half and more, of course, before we leave at 11:30 tonight. So it's football all the way on Sky Sports 1. If you want to see the Republic live, then it's Sky Sports 2 from 7 o'clock. Jason McAteer and Niall Quinn with Paul Dempsey. Let's go back to Azerbaijan. Our match commentators, the former England manager Glenn Hoddle and Martin Tyler.
Thanks again, Richard. Incidentally, you showed the army here in force. There are around 3,500 soldiers in the stadium, which works out at a ratio of 2 to every 1 England fan. So I don't think you'll be reading about any trouble in Azerbaijan tonight. And to be fair to the England fans who are here, they've been here in good humour and they behaved themselves impeccably. This is, incidentally, Azerbaijan's 50th competitive international, and they have won only 4 of 49. On the ground, where they have recently held Wales and Northern Ireland, they trail to England at the start of the second half. A Michael Owen goal. Kamal Guliev. Captain Sadigov. Forward by Amir Bekov. Glenn, your assessment of England's first half performance?
Well, they've got to be pleased with it. Certainly they've gone in 1-0 up and they've played some good football in difficult conditions. It might be the wind is very difficult out there to keep that ball on the floor all the time, but they've really got to kill them off now. I think it was Saturday, it probably went too long for Sven's liking that they took to kill the game off, and I think if they can get the second goal early in this half, then they'll be in for a really good result.
Kamal Guliev in need of some attention. Azerbaijan putting the ball out.
Just called himself as he went in for the tackle, but he's okay, no problem there. But whilst it's 1-0, Azerbaijan, you know, they've shown us already that they've got a little bit in the locker, attacking wise, and you know, we've got to make sure that we kill this game off well and truly and go for the throat.
Sadigov across to the recovered Gulayev. Seen as matching him, but ruled to have fouled him. Jermaine Jenas, incidentally, wasn't even a substitute on Saturday. England have named exactly the same 7 that they had on the bench at Old Trafford. Just moved Jenas up from the also runs in terms of selection into the starting 11. Kamal Guliev. Kerimov making the run down the outside, and if you're going to mark me, I'm going to mark you, is Rooney's philosophy. And then a little bit of square up with the challenge. And it's a corner, the ball had gone out.
Great awareness from him again, you know, the overlap was coming, and he got himself right away back in there to defend. Did the job. It went out for a corner, unfortunately, but now we've got to defend this corner.
As Ponomaryov takes. And, a real swing with the swinger from Kamal Guliev. Kerimov can line it up a little bit more threateningly. Owen Hargreaves there between Ledley King and Joe Cole, of course, has substituted twice for David Beckham in the last 2 England internationals, which might have suggested to him that he was going to be the man in the starting lineup in England's midfield tonight, with Beckham serving his ban. But Jermaine Jenas was asked to fill that gap, and he's done so pretty well so far. Sadigov. On from Kerimov. Achiev too high for Nabiev. Rooney. Sadigov in a tussle here with Defoe, and the whistle's gone, and it's gone against the England striker.
What a wonderful pass from Wayne Rooney. He's done some good work defensively today for the team, but that was a super pass, opening them up over the top to Defoe, who's a willing runner, and suddenly, you know, we've turned them round and it's in a dangerous position.
Hadjiev trying to drive it forward. Jenas got there before Ponomaryov. Here's Owen. Maybe a chance to steer it to Defoe. Nabiev. And Sol Campbell needs to read the play here, and he's done just that. And we're just overloading down this near side. England have been caught with 1 or 2 forward-thinking players a little too far upfield. Guliev, Aliev, and well-measured tackle by Gary Neville, and then a foul by Kerimov, of course, on Rooney. He's dogging his footsteps.
He'd have learnt a lot about today's game, Wayne Rooney, being marked man for man. Nobody's done that since he's arrived on the scene at international level, and you know, there's times now I can see he's dragging his marker all over the place at times, and he's working back for the team. It might not be his day individually, but he's certainly worked for the team, and that's what you've got to do sometimes if you're not affecting the game every minute of the game.
A little bit of overdrive from Rio Ferdinand. There was a time early in his England career when he was accused of being somewhat over-elaborate on occasions at the back and risking being caught in possession.
I think he sorted that out now. He really does know when to play and when to be calm on the ball. The thing with Rio as a defender, you have to get 2 yards before you close him down. He will not throw that ball long and just throw it away from 10 yards.
There's a mistake by Campbell. Aliev really wasn't quite effective enough to take advantage of it. But it just shows the margins that England are operating on. They've had bags of possession in this game, opportunities to extend their lead. But at 1-0, you never know.
Yeah, exactly, and no disrespect to Sol, but he hasn't got the abilities of Rio. And he's trying to play like Rio at times, and you can get lulled into that when you've got lots of possession.
Aliyev with the shot. There were 5 forward then for Azerbaijan. He certainly lets them off the leash, Carlos Alberto, when there is a chance to break.
They certainly like a shot from distance, and Aliyev here, just another one that's just not got one on target yet. They haven't hit the target all night, but as Andy Gray said at half-time, you just hope that nothing happens for them, that one just flies in the top corner, or there's a deflection, and we end up having to see this game out a lot harder than it should be.
But Rooney's through pass didn't quite come off that time. And Genus wins it back impressively. Defoe. Neither for Rooney, but Defoe hits it. Owen was also trying to fasten on to the original pass. Beaten by the bounce in Baku was Butt. The two Gulievs combining. But Shukurov do look more effective, Azerbaijan, when they can get the wing-backs attacking, but England have coped with that policy in a well-prepared way.
Yeah, we've just got to watch ourselves, because they broke very, very quickly with both wing-backs and 2 midfield players attacking as well. They're certainly throwing bodies forward, and we don't want to give anything away.
And the free kick's given against Ashley Cole. Again, you can see the wind, the gusting, blowing the shirts of the players, and any little bit of good fortune here for Azerbaijan, and it might be a free kick that they can turn to their advantage. Only 1-0 down. Oh, and in goes Aliyev, and Robinson saves at his feet. Cole claims a free kick, and maybe a bit luckily he's got it. Hardest piece of work so far for Paul Robinson this evening.
Yeah, it's been flipped in behind the last defender, and Paul Robinson's just decided to come out and as an outfield player, make a 50-50 tackle. Watch this, it just gets flipped over the top, and he comes out, he reacts quickly, and he just gets his body there and makes a terrific tackle. I think gets a whack for his good play as well, but in the end, unorthodox, but good goalkeeping.
It's time for Alan Smith, who came on as a substitute against Wales on Saturday for Jermaine Defoe. And it's the same switch here.
I think it's a good move, actually. I've got to say, Jermaine Defoe, I like. He's done excellent since he's hit the international scene, but tonight not quite firing on all cylinders. And probably a good change at this time, because Smith has got more time to get into this game and make an effect.
Well, he's a slightly different type of attacker in that he's used to making himself available as a target, and maybe he can link in with the Michael Owen runs and the Wayne Rooney runs.
I think it might give us an option where Wayne can perhaps go in behind, and Smithy can come off and just drop into his hole and give the man-for-man marker on Wayne Rooney a hell of a problem. And we'd like to see if that happens. They change positions in free play.
Campbell's a little loss of balance by Ferdinand. Had a look at Sol Campbell as if to say, I really need the ball then, but Rio usually wants it. And, a little bit more straightforward possession there. But stopped by Kamal Guliev. Aliyev. Remember, over 100 places in the FIFA rankings between these two countries. But that gap being bridged partly by a gutsy display by Azerbaijan, and partly by the treacherous nature of the conditions here in Baku.
Yeah, looking at their record, they're a nation that are improving. There's no doubt about that. Carlos Alberto's definitely organised them better, and they're improving. Until they defend better, they won't get up from 114th in the world.
Handball by Amir Bekov. So will it be Rooney's range? It is extraordinary to think that Wayne Rooney's got 9 goals for England already. He leaves it this time. It's Lampard! And he could have hardly hit it harder.
Terrific strike. Looks as if Rooney's going to take the free kick over the top of the wall. He leaves it, and Lampard goes for power. Straight at the goalkeeper, and he just palms it over. Does the easy thing on conditions like today.
Lampard will now take the corner. Campbell and Ferdinand in there, and the referee's given a free kick. England query. Hassan Zadi saw the Lampard free kick coming all the way.
Yeah, great strike from Frank Lampard. Difficult conditions to keep the ball down.
Oh, it's a mistake by Amir Bekov. And he's a lucky defender. Hadjieff in the end can only put it out, but first Rooney, and then Lampard could have intervened and cut that out and driven England forward towards a goal number 2. Hasn't happened yet. Ferdinand's back pass was measured carefully, and care needs to be taken in conditions such as these.
Yeah, it was good goalkeeping from Paul Robinson there. He decided not to come when the ball's come over the top, and he'd come away. He gave himself extra 15 yards for Rio to play the ball back, and it was great goalkeeping, simple but effective, because sometimes as you close that space up, it becomes a problem for the defender.
Gurban Gurbanov is coming on. He scored 14 goals for Azerbaijan. He's coming towards the end of his international days, the feeling is here. He's 32 now, his 61st cap. But maybe he still has one big moment in his Azerbaijani career. And he's sent on for Aliyev. And we're still as we were at half-time, with England leading by 1-0. He's a great character, Carlos Alberto. He speaks good English. He spent some time in the United States as a player with the great New York Cosmos, and was in the same time as Beckenbauer and Pelé were playing in that North American Soccer League. He gives the journalists plenty of good quotes. Quick reaction at England's free kick. And Ashley Cole surely curled out and hit the bar as it was on its way back into play.
Yeah, it was good thinking from Ashley. Look, he just catches the Azerbaijan defence sleeping. The ball, does it go out? I'm not so sure it did. Not so sure it did. There's a strong wind, but it looked to me as if that stayed in, and they were very fortunate to get away with that.
Smith. Rooney. Cole trying to get on the charge again. He's still fighting for it, and finally Hadjieff hacks it forward. Taken down by Campbell. Genus. First time from Gary Neville. Starting off only partially getting it away with the first header. Rooney, Smith. As Alan Smith increases England's aerial threat. And Kamal Guliev dallying and being dispossessed, claiming that he was fouled. Ferdinand. But just over an hour gone here in Azerbaijan. The England party fly home straight after the game. That's when the time difference will work in their favour, of course. Sepp Blatter is here. Michel Platini as well. It's not great weather for viewing. But, the world game fully represented in this far corner of football's European empire. Lampard. It's over 2 years since Alan Smith scored his only England goal, which was with a header against Portugal at Villa Park. Won't get a chance here tonight, but at the moment England thinking about defending as Shukurov looks to switch the play. Rooney. Flash, maybe, that's the word. Didn't come off for Wayne Rooney. Goes across to try and close down Kamal Guliev. He has closed him down. He got in the way effectively. It was a responsible play from the teenager.
Yeah, it was great defensive work again from Wayne Rooney. For such a young lad, stayed on his feet. He wasn't going to be committed, and played exactly like a fullback would have done.
What we shouldn't forget, of course, he's not just got the freshness of being an 18-year-old, he hasn't played much football recently. That can work against you, of course, in terms of match fitness, but after a few weeks on the sidelines getting that foot injury sorted out, delighted to be back out there in the limelight. Kamal Guliev. Ponomaryov. Hasn't quite got in the game as much as in the second half as he did for some periods of the first. And he's stopped here by none other than Wayne Rooney, who carries it on himself. Lampard's made a run, but Owen had gone to the left. Whether Rooney saw him, only he would know, really.
Yeah, it's a shame that he didn't quite see Michael, because Michael was through on goals. He just chose the wrong man.
Here's Ponomaryov, the game open at the moment, and England couldn't stop the shot coming in. Fortunately for the visiting team, he skied it.
Yeah, Ponomaryov found himself in a lot of space running at the England defence, and again they've chosen every time when they get in them positions to shoot from distance. Look, he finds a lot of space there. He's running at the back four, backing off, and you've got spare men coming up, and he's chose the wrong option. He's tried to shoot where maybe they just need to find an extra man, and they might work themselves closer to the goal. Everything tonight's been a shot from distance, and it hasn't worked out for them. But it's a time in the game where England look as if they're leading by 2 or 3 goals, and it's a little bit of a dangerous time because we've got so much possession, Martin, and we're keeping the ball, and we're on top of the game, but you just feel that it's only 1-0. It looks as if it could be 3-0, but it's not. We must kill this game off.
Only really been one equivalent match here since Azerbaijan became an independent state. Italy played here and were 2-0 winners. England looking to get into that 2-0 position here, with Owen, who's already given them the 1-0 lead. Neville. Owen thinking about going it alone. Now a little attempted give and go with the Lampard. Well, Sven-Göran Eriksson will be again, as on Saturday, thinking possibly we need a second goal.
Yeah, he won't be sitting comfortably on that bench until the second goes in, I can assure you, Martin.
And he's not sitting at all. The famous Brazilian player. now coach of Azerbaijan, not to be confused with Carlos Alberto Pereira, who coached Brazil to the World Cup in 1994. Of course, it's a great night of World Cup qualifiers. Wales against Poland kicks off at 8 o'clock, Sky Sports 1. And on Sky Sports 2, the Republic of Ireland against the Faroe Islands, and that's a 7:30 kickoff. Remember, Sky Sports 2. Campbell must have spotted a deflection there that he was trying to prevent a corner.
Yeah, he did well. He saw the deflection. It was going for a corner and opened his legs, looked very sharp there, and made it into a throw-in.
Throw was aimed towards Emir Guliev. It's a problem here for Ashley Cole. He needs some help, but it's a foul by Frank Lampard, and again England's lead is looking just a little bit more fragile.
It looked like a dive to me, Martin. Let's see. He slips. There's nothing wrong with that challenge whatsoever, and I'm disappointed in the referee's assistant. He's only 5-6 yards away. The guy's just gone straight down Sugarov, and well, let's hope this doesn't lead to an equaliser.
Well, given the extent of his ambition, Sadigov, despite the acuteness of the angle, might go for goal here. He just fires it across and England get in the way, and it's a corner.
Yeah, Sadigov going for the shot come cross. He's looking for a deflection. He's looking for one of his players to get on the end of it, and it's dealt with at the near post. I think it's come off Genus, and a little bit of pressure that England now have got to see out.
England scored halfway through the first half. We're now halfway through the second. And Azerbaijan, through weight of numbers, have England penned back again. Cleared by Butt. It was half a chance from the corner. Sadigov. One back by England, and Rooney finds Smith, but he can't keep the ball. It's a good spell from Azerbaijan. Playing like underdogs with plenty of passion, knowing they've got very little to lose.
Again, they found themselves, Sugarov has gone past Ashley Cole, finds himself in a really good position, and has chosen to shoot when he's got three in the box. Watch, he goes past Ashley Cole there, and he's looked to shoot when he's got three players in the penalty area, and they just seem to have, they just hit that sort of nervous button when they get in the last third. They haven't got the calmness of thought to just, you know, look up and look for the spare man, and thankfully on that occasion they didn't.
On by Kamal Guliev, but leaving it to Campbell to deal with. That was the right decision. Well, England, having already brought on Alan Smith, are now preparing to make another change. Sean Wright-Phillips, but he'll have to wait. Genus. Cole. Ashley Cole takes it on again. And again. Claiming that the cross was handled. Didn't get the free kick. Found again by Smith. And finally England do get a free kick. Whether they'll... no, it's the free kick's given the other way. Sean Wright-Phillips, who came on as a substitute in his only previous England appearance, of course, and scored against Ukraine up at Newcastle in August. Much speculation that he might have been involved in a reshuffle to start this international in Baku. But the man who did start in that vacant position with David Beckham's suspension is the one who gives way. Jermaine Jenas is off, Sean Wright-Phillips is on.
Yeah, it looks like a straight swap, but Jenas has done well tonight, Martin. He's done reasonably well. He's kept the shape and the balance for the team, and you know, Sean Wright-Phillips now gets a chance to see what he can do with his pace now, and he'll probably play a little bit wider than Jenas, and see if he can get in behind the Azerbaijan defence.
But again, all a difficult one for Owen to take. The aftermath of that free kick on the far side, Ashley Cole had something to say to the referee. Wasn't quite clear whether he talked himself into the trouble that is a yellow card, but Cole keeping England out of trouble, or helping to do that here. Lampard. It's a fabulous ball for Owen. Alan Smith in the centre. Sadegov does like to come into midfield where he can, and particularly when Azerbaijan are chasing a game as they are now, and they're going to augment their attack by bringing on another striker. Ilgar Gubanov, the three Gubanovs in this Azerbaijani squad, they're not related at all. Sadegov, Nicky Butt, just being told to calm down. Azerbaijan can make their change. It's all getting a little bit untidy, a little bit fractious from England's point of view. Emir Guliev goes off, so we're down to one Guliev, but we have two Gubanovs. And this Ilgar Gubanov, he's only 18, like Wayne Rooney. He plays in Turkey, another of the neighbouring countries to Azerbaijan, of course. He's with Fenerbahce, although primarily in their youth setup rather than the senior team. But he's in the international setup of Azerbaijan.
Yeah, he's made the change, but he hasn't changed anything in the shape. They've kept their three at the back, and Gubanov has just gone in there as a midfield player. And they've kept Ponomarov just off the front, so they haven't changed the shape too much. He's just going in there on the right hand side.
Here's Smith. Lovely link up with Lampard and Cole, and a little bit awkward for the goalkeeper that arrived on the half volley. 15 minutes left. Will one be enough for England to bring 3 points home with them from Baku tonight? Kamal Guliev. Ferdinand stood ground that he was entitled to claim. Smith, England playing on, despite the Azerbaijani player who felt the strength in Rio Ferdinand's frame, staying down. It's Nebiev. I don't think it was a solicitous visit by Rio Ferdinand. I don't think he was across to say, how are you? It was more, get up. I didn't do anything.
No, there was, let's have a look at it now. It's just wonderful. He's just called him maybe. He hasn't done much at all there. He's gone down as if he's been shot, the lad. But no, Rio's done the right thing. He's knocked the ball out, and you know, the lad could get some treatment.
Well, remember, Wales were leading 1-0 here. And then their evening was spoilt by an Azerbaijani equaliser. Kerimov getting it back from Shukurov. Nicky Butt was on the late side again, but the referee playing the advantage. Won't do this time, and it is a yellow card for Butt. I think really for a culmination of offences.
Yeah, I think he just runs across him. I don't think there's anything intentional there from Nicky Butt. Whether he actually had physical contact with him, I'm not so sure. But as you say, the first tackle looked worse than the free kick that he gave. But the referee was probably playing on, which was the right thing to do.
It's Sadigov. It is a shot. And, well, they've got the second ball in the sense that they've got the throw. Azerbaijan. It's a foul throw. Here's Owen. Thrown down by Sadigov. And the card is coming out here.
There's a naughty tackle. He's just gone and played Michael completely. No thought of playing the ball, and he's now got to watch himself, this lad Sadigov, because he does make a rash challenge, and he could find it turn into a red if he makes another one like that.
Well, it's the team in red who are looking to cement their position here with a second goal, but before that it's going to be another change. Abdullayev replaces Nebiev.
11 numaralı oyuncu Nadir Nebiyev'in evazına meydana 15 numaralı oyuncu Reşat Abdullayev çıktı.
Lampard takes. Alan Smith probably finding the ball veering away from him a little bit, or maybe he saw it late and he headed down. England still not yet in a comfortable position. Ilgar Gubanov. Kerimov. Ilgar Gubanov again. Now Ponomaryov. It slipped away from him, and Lampard to Rooney. I'm just trying to pull away from Hadzhiev, who did well to reach it, had to reach it from Azerbaijan's point of view. It's a far more even game territorially at the moment than England will want.
Yeah, I think they're throwing caution to the wind. The sweeper's coming right in front of the two markers now and trying to get involved in midfield. They're really throwing caution to the wind, so you're hoping now that England can counter on this and kill this game, finish the game off on the counter-attack.
Well, he's pretty lucky, Hadzhiev, that it's only a ticking off for him. He's on a yellow card from a previous game. holding on Smith.
Good position for England though, Martin. It's similar to one earlier. Last time I think it was Rooney that went over it, and Frankie Lampard had a really good effort at goal, hit the target. It looks to me as if possibly Rooney's saying, I'm going to have this one.
Yes, he looks as though he believes that it's his right this time. Rooney, parried away by Hassanzadeh. Rooney again, haven't seen too much of Wright Phillips as yet. He's on the ball here, Neville. Bit of traffic around Sol Campbell, and England have to go all the way back to Paul Robinson, who's 8 minutes or so away from the clean sheet that would ensure England victory here in Azerbaijan tonight. The second goal would really set the seal on it. Cole, who set up the first with his cross to Michael Owen's header. Owen driving in from the left-hand side this time. But Rooney thought he'd won it back, had to go for it again. Wayne Rooney might have been mindful of his yellow card and going in to make that challenge. It was a little bit tentative by his standards. Gary Neville's throw, but Neville staying forward and staying onside. Smith. Neville again. And, Manchester United look for Manchester City in the shape of Sean Wright Phillips. Joe Cole looks a bit of a shivering figure from the bench, because there's not just a strong wind here, there's a nasty cutting edge to it in terms of a drop of temperatures. He's got to get warmed up quick to get on and enjoy the last 6 or 7 minutes here in Baku. It's another Ashley Cole cross. Hajiev clears.
It's a sort of period in the game where bringing Joe Cole on could be a good ploy. It's opened up a little bit, there's a lot of space there for England to exploit, and Joe on his day, if he gets past a defender or two, opens them up, he's going to find himself in a very, very good position. It's not a bad ploy to bring him on, Martin, at this stage.
I think I'm right in saying Wayne Rooney hasn't yet played a full 90 minutes for England, but he's getting closer and closer to doing it. 6 minutes to go, and Joe Cole takes his place. Eagerly, of course, roared across to try and receive the throw. It is Smith who gets it. Sadigov. Still a situation where one slip by England, or a moment of real inspiration from the home team here, could turn a job done scenario into a disappointing evening. And credit Azerbaijan for staying in the contest for so long. Wright Phillips. Smith. Cole, a measured ball beautifully for Sean Wright Phillips. Oh, and it's Gary Neville trying to hunt down what would be his first international goal. With a sense of opportunism to be in there, almost in the right place at the right time, that would be worthy of an international striker. It's Butt, who also hasn't scored for his country. England now need to think about getting back. only momentarily. I'm afraid we've got an unwanted intruder here. And we know enough members of the military to end his evening. Paul Robinson decides that he's going to be the soldier who makes the arrest.
Great tackle, Paul.
He's certainly been out of character with the evening. Don't think it's to be recommended, well though Robinson did, that players get involved when there are those set out around the ground to deal with intruders. You never quite know what you're going to confront when someone runs on, but Robinson used the strength in his build and diffused the danger. He wants them forward.
Main thing now is England concentrate. You can lose your concentration when something like that happens, and they're going to make sure that certainly the back four have got to be concentrated now right to the end of this game, and we give nothing away.
Owen wheeling away. An England captain is going to be in the headlines again if it stays this way, and very much for the right reasons. Michael Owen's goal, still the only goal of the evening. Campbell. But here come Azerbaijan. Urban Gabanov looking for Ponomaryov. Kerimov. Guliev back to Sarigov. Flick didn't get through from Abdullayev, but with the header, England being forced to go right to the final whistle here. Taken to the wire by Azerbaijan. Ferdinand, a little clip clearance down by Smith, but trying to keep England on the front foot. Free kick to England. Inside the last 2 minutes, not taking into account added time. Neville. Joe Cole buying England a few more seconds. Time is with the visiting team. Wright Phillips in that impish fashion. And here come Azerbaijan. Shukurov, Gurbanov. Paul Robinson got to it and had to make sure that he also stopped himself sliding out of the area with the ball in his grasp, which on the greasy top can happen sometimes.
Yeah, it was good concentration from Paul Robinson. You know, he hasn't been in the game too much tonight, but he's been alert to that ball over the top. Not many times that they've actually turned England, but he came out safe hands, and we've got to see this game out now with good possession.
Well, from the Football Association's point of view, I think first and foremost, they'll be delighted the game is going to be finished, and it'll be finished with another Owen goal here, will it? No, Lampard. Cole is there. With all the doubt in the couple of hours leading up to the kick-off whether the match would even start. And, well, we're seconds away from a happy ending from England's point of view. And almost a very happy ending for Michael Owen.
Yeah, it was a good chance for Michael. I see him just slap his thigh. He knows he really should have pulled the trigger on it. He tried to nutmeg the last defender and make sure, but I think if he just pulls the trigger, it could have been his second goal of the night.
Lampard. 4 added minutes for England to see through, or maybe in which to score again. Shukurov skims off Gary Neville's head. Robinson, again, he has got very even temperament, Paul Robinson. He doesn't get rattled or ruffled easily. Here's Cole, determined to make a mark in the limited amount of time that he's got. Of course, he was recently criticised by his club manager Jose Mourinho when Chelsea were leading Liverpool 1-0 for not thinking about defending. Certainly wasn't thinking about defending then, unless you call helping England to a 2-0 lead a contribution to defence.
Well, of course, but I think he's gone on there. He's been told to play in the same position as Wayne Rooney, just in behind the strike force, and you know, he's picked the ball up and been positive. And if you are going to lose the ball, Martin, you lose it in the last third. You know, 70, 80 yards from your goal, and you can't be blamed if anything happens from that. He was positive. He tried to get on the back of the second man. If he does that sort of thing, you know, things happen for England then, and spare players are found. But it's been a decent performance. It's one of those performances where you think after 20 minutes, the amount of chances that we look like creating and scoring, possibly this could have been a 3-0. Here's the goal again. That's the difference between the two teams. Super ball in, and a great finish from Michael, and come at a great time for him.
Well, a stand-in skipper, but certainly not a stand-in striker. He remains England's main striker, despite those speculation, about his position after not getting much game time for Real Madrid. There are others competing for the slot, but it's looking again like a night where you can say at the end of it, there is only one Michael Owen. But that night isn't over yet. Ponomaryov. Gurbanov wanted too much time. Cole thinking about breaking forward again and effortlessly past one. Sean Wright-Phillips, another trying to make a mark on the England scene. For Joe Cole, it's just behind him. Just, and then, although Lampard puts it in, it's definitely a free kick, and it's been a bubbling under mood here, and a couple of episodes where the matters have got a little bit out of hand. It's not really been a nasty match, but stakes are high in World Cup qualifiers, even when you're ranked 114th in the world.
Yes, was unlucky. A lovely break, a lovely move, and Wright-Phillips does well. He pulls it back. It's just inches away from being perfect for Joe Cole. It's just gone behind him. And if he could have just stayed on his feet even, you might have seen a little back heel or something creative from him, but it was unfortunate there.
Sol Campbell sees it off, and England very nearly seen it out here. Well, on a bitter night, the warmth of victory is soon about to be confirmed. Owen. Sadigov. It's the time for one last attempt to get the ball forward for Azerbaijan. No, there isn't. England a long, long way away from home, but they've got 3 points here, thanks to Michael Owen's goal, headed in midway through the first half. It's a third win in a row, and only trips to Cardiff and Belfast to come, plus 4 home games, so that whatever happens elsewhere in Group 6 over the next couple of hours, England will be in good shape when they resume on their World Cup trail in March, in the run-up to Easter, in fact. The type of occasion where you've got to really get in and get a job done. That's what we've been saying all evening, really. England played particularly well in the first half. They weren't so emphatic in the second half. The first half goal, though, did the trick. They defended the lead, but couldn't add to it. And it's finished here in Baku. Azerbaijan 0, England 1.
And whatever else happens in this group will still lead. 4 points the gap now, but they have of course played a game more. The others get involved